not worry about that. Hi, everyone. It was almost a very exciting start of no show. I had some problems with the technical side. And the thing is, and I've forgotten to put my lights on, so I'll do that now too. So you got my face right up in the camera. I don't think I'm ever going to get this perfect, and I don't think I care. Oh, dear. So hello, everyone. And hi, Leanne. How are you? I know you're busy there with the cross posting. So I was going to leave you to you did that.
Yeah, that's right. I can talk while I can.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Well, and I'm just going to turn off this light because it makes it better. And shut a door. Oh, God, I'm a fat bum. Anyway, I'm here. I will settle. I will settle in a moment.
Yeah. It's the energy. I really think it is today. I'm all fogging up of my glasses.
Oh, look,
I might take those off for a sec.
I think it is one of those things. God, what sort of a pattern is this dress? Do you know, I've never noticed it until I sort of saw it. You know how we have our back end screen, the little window that we get as we're doing a live. I don't hardly ever look at it, really. Except to say, oh, yeah, my hair's right. I'm in the right position. Am I too low below, like I was that time where I looked like the bobblehead? New chair, I'm in it. I'm up at the right height. Yeah, it looks about right as we see us there.
I hope my camera's all right because I haven't even checked that today.
Look, I'm just looking and I think, that's a weird pattern on this dress. There's a thingy in the middle. It's just one that I thought I'd whip on today, and oh my, I'm going to have to actually look at it in a mirror and see, well, what is all this patterning?
It looks nice. I like the colouring. Meanwhile, I'm looking at a still shot of you in the background where I've cross-posted to. But
yeah.
Oh, good.
Well, look, hopefully any of the thumbnails and that Facebook chooses, because I think Facebook chooses those, are quite okay. Yeah, so I did actually have to do a quick little message to the BeLive team in the background to sort of sort my problem, and I've just got a reply saying, I see, happy broadcasting. So it's good to know that when we've got a system like the one that we're using with the BeLive.tv, that there is a team in the background that can instantly reply, almost instantly reply to any issues that crop up. And there has been a few issues lately in the last few days with the BeLive. Some of the functions in BeLive haven't been working properly, and it's because the Facebook API thing's being changed, which affects BeLive. And it's just, you're constantly on the move to be in front sometimes.
Yeah.
Where you really do need to take the deep breath and take the time just to let things be what they are. And I can see even in the background with our comments, oops, how do I get rid of that? I've just got to put a thank you in there now, see if the comments go. No, and that all these things that we forget to turn off. Notifications and stuff.
I think the beeping is actually my iPad on my square next to the computer. Yeah. Where's the volume?
Well, my iPad is sitting next to me because what I had tried as part of the effort to get past the technology glitch that whether I created it or whether it's something that Facebook has caused, I was trying to join in with the iPad as a guest at the same time as being the host. You get what I mean? And it still has that echo thingy happening. So it's something I've got to nut out at some point.
You've got to mute the volume on that second device.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's what comes up in our back end of it. That didn't work. It still hissed.
Oh, wow.
So,
okay.
So,
I love technology.
Anyway, yeah. Yes, it's all the little bits. It really is all the little bits that you try and hook in together. Because I have been watching a few more of the how-tos and trying to choose what do I use, because I still want to do that where, the camera's facing down on the cards when I'm doing it, so it stops the glare, and have the right lighting and all that. I spent a bit of time doing that yesterday, and that ended up being I did order something. Have you got a whistle, or have I got a whistle?
I think that was my husband's phone. He's walking through, and it's like a reverse sensor on him. But it was going forward. He's looking at me like, what? I didn't know he has his phone in his hand, and I can hear him talking now. And I'm like,
gosh.
It's his birthday today, so I am paying the shit out of him. I call him the old fart for 2.5 months. He's 2.5 months older than me. So,
gosh, do we sing a happy birthday to him live?
You don't want to hear me sing, believe me.
My kids would be totally embarrassed too, because I sing a happy birthday rather weirdly. I mean, I can sing, but I'm not going to do it online.
Well, every time it's my birthday and my phone rings and it's my mother, all I hear is my mum and my dad singing in the background. It's like I just wet myself laughing every time.
Yeah. And you know
I'm
what's coming
it one day.
Still...
I should record it one day and actually play it back on Facebook so Hera and everybody else.
Yeah, then she doesn't have to bother with it. Just play it again.
Still have a voice of a 60-odd-year-old person in 10 years' time. So I love it. Mum would kill me.
No, it's cute, isn't it? Some of the stuff we can do with technology.
I reckon.
The mind boggles.
Yeah.
The mind boggles. And we have got some questions starting to come in. I think from the first one, the first comment looks like, hi, KB. So, my son being his 10-week. V.O. Khan is 10 week away, can't. Not going to answer the question straight up. Because I like to chat first. I'm sort of thinking, and hi to Rachel.
Hey,
and
Rachel.
There's another question there. I'm going to skip for now. And that's from Rachel.
Robin.
There's Robin, and we've got Nicole.
Hey, Nicole. Good morning.
We already had Rachel. I already did that.
Good morning.
Sandy, hi.
Morning, Sandy. Hope you're well.
And Robin, it is a beautiful morning. I actually went out and watered my lawn this morning because it was looking so sad. I'm not the best of gardeners. I had the timer moving around. I have been out several times. And Joanne, hi to Joanne. And Tassie, good morning. And here's Shirley all the way from Canada. Wow, that would be your evening, sometime in the evening, late afternoon.
Probably about 9 o'clock, I would say, on Tuesday evening. Morning, Shirley. Lovely to see you join us.
Yeah, and Lily.
Hey, Lily.
And part question there, so I'm just going to skip that at the moment. Natasha.
Hey, Natasha.
Did we have a hi from Natasha before?
No, not today. That was the first one.
No, and Celeste we have here as well, waiting in a hospital room. Sometimes they're not the best places, but, you're in the right place at times too.
Yeah, I was going to say, obviously you need to be there.
And Carly. And we've got Nita. I'm just trying to catch up with some.
Morning, Nita.
A little bit late in the start. And that's lovely. I will put that one up there because it's nice to have wonderful feedback and results happening. So that's
I can't see that one. You might need to click on it again, hon.
I'm going to move that up. Does that make a difference when we can see it like that, us smaller? I haven't got any monitoring going on in the background.
If you do a smaller, it puts the comments underneath us so it doesn't cover us, but I can still see Nita's comment on the screen. Yeah.
Okay, let me do that. Oh, we've got some glitches. Can you see Robin's now?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. So she's happy with life now.
Honey.
Thank you to us
I'm
for our support.
I'm proud of how far you've come. So acknowledge the work you're doing too, hon.
Yeah. I think we might have had. I might have put that up there.
I'll try and hit it. I didn't see it.
Yeah, this is interesting that you're not seeing them. I can on my back end. It's probably still something being worked out with the Facebook API in the background. So
It certainly doesn't
just
seem to be its normal self lately, put it that way, this
no,
last week.
no. There has been a lot saying they've had some problems, but I know it's not the Be Live. Oh, hang on, hide current. Did I have? Oh, I'm not sure which one I'm on now. That was Yanni, wasn't it? It's supposed to be.
Celeste. I can see Celeste.
Wow.
There's Yanni. Hi, honey.
Okay, we are having a bit of a lag then. So, and there's some happy birthdays coming in for
Beautiful.
Paul.
I will pass them on, thank you.
And it might even be for yours too, coming up. What date?
Oh,
yours?
mine's not until May. Yeah, mine's May.
Oh, May. Oh, that's right. You said 2.5 months, not weeks. It's all right.
Yeah.
My fault.
That's all right.
Right. Oh, it's 7:30 p.m. there in Canada, so I knew it was at roughly the evening, so after dinner time and good time.
Hopefully it's not snowing for you at the moment. I know when I connected on Jay's live last week, people were inviting me to come over and see the snow, so that would be so cool. My mum got on that broadcast after we had gone live and watched it, and she's pretty much got her bags packed. She's ready to go.
Oh, with the snow
to get first.
Yeah,
to go to Canada. So she's hoping that's where I'm heading.
Well, it'd be an adventure, wouldn't it, going there?
It would. It would be lovely. I would love to come over there, do some work.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Now, it's at this time I'm going to, and now that's something. Just to remind people, if they're on, like my business page is the Hypnosis Plus with Ros, where this live stream is being cross-posted to and shared to, you need to find the link to the mytimetv.live link there to be in the chat stream to have your comments seen, your chats and questions seen, okay? So I have noticed a comment, Anne, if you're still on my Hypnosis Plus page, do click the link, and I know I'll put it somewhere. I think it's in the comments or on the posts page.
It's in the post above the picture.
In the post, yeah. It's actually in the description. On my desktop, it's in the description, and the last 3 numbers are 3 zeros. So that's the link that you need to be clicking on. The same with Leanne's. Your page is the
Leanne Winston Psychic Medium.
Yeah. And any others that there are, the Be Live TV and something. Did we cross post to those? Anyway.
Yes, the Live Hub.
Yeah. So with that one, it is to click on that link that's in the description.
And I put in my Facebook page. I cross-posted there too.
I think I might have shared it to the Bet's Holistic Therapy one. That's a page I'm not using, but people still are actually accessing it. So I've still got to keep an eye on it, if you get what I mean. So please do that so that we've got you on the right page, which is here on the Lifetime TV link. I'm going to turn off my Facebook now. I just had that to check it, just to see before we started. And, when we were talking about the what we were going to be chatting about this morning, I mean, it's like any time we get on here, we might chat about something last night and, the night before being last night. What were we talking about? It was around the things to do with things fitting in together and that, wasn't it? On live. Leanne, it looks to me like something happened just then. I'm hoping that we're still live. Can somebody in the comments just let me know if I'm back again, please? I can't I'm going to have to get my Facebook page back up. At least the one on the that's interesting. Technology being what it is. Good. Thanks, Nicole. So I am back. Both of us just dropped out, touched nothing. So here we are talking about technology and piecing things together. Oh, something's not working real well with the Facebook, I think. I'm not seeing it as being a BeLive issue at this point. I haven't heard or seen anything this morning around that. So I'll continue on. So, Leanne still isn't back in the lobby. So she should be able to get back on by clicking her messenger, the guest link in there. I'm just going to have to put up my messenger in here and see if she's left a message there. So sorry about my umming and ahhing. Now I'm just typing a message to her. Just to see if she can rejoin. So that's one of the things with technology is she's in the lobby section just waiting for the camera to come up. The pieces that we need to be mindful of as we're in life. Here's Leanne back.
Gotta love technology.
Yeah, we both just dropped out at the same time.
That was it.
What happened?
I just went, your picture on the back of my screen just went blank and I was just sitting there. So I just kept talking.
You weren't here. Neither of us were here in the back end of this. So
cool.
For those in the chat area, like watching, I'm the one who's hosting this one because the Tuesday ones I host and Leanne does her own hosting on the Wednesday nights, isn't it? And the other shows that you do.
Whenever we pop up.
Yeah. I mean, I'm only doing this one as a weekly at the moment. There are others that I'm planning on getting at some point. Yeah, she's back. Yeah. So there we are, both back. I don't know why. Who knows? That's what happened.
It's called technology.
And it reinforces that thing that I was that we were talking about last night and I was still thinking this morning. It really is just like puzzle pieces that you're putting together and all of the different things that you have to slot in, check up on, go through and see if you've done them. And sometimes it has to be in the right order and, checking this and checking that. And it's the same type of thing of what we actually have happen with our lives as well. And I suppose because it's fresh in my mind as to something that happened yesterday in my life that put me, connection with deaths and things that happen in life that you have no control over, and how even though it might not be someone that's directly in your immediate family or anything, it can still affect you and you're not really aware of it, not really noticing how much it actually is changing your mood or changing your perspective or the energy that's around you or the things that you do and the order that you're doing them in. And all of it is still an interconnection of different people even, and all the energies that each and every one of us has. I suppose in that it actually creates for me just the mind boggle of it. You sort of sit and you want to breathe and just let it go. And that's what you got to bloody do at the time. Sit and let it go, which is what I ended up doing at the end of the night. Still waking up this morning feeling, oh, gosh, shit, golly, I don't want to be doing this. But I do want to be doing this because I really like being able to share even some of what's more raw in how we live, in what we're doing in life. And it's one of those pieces that we puzzle together. That's why we're here, because, is it, we can talk to the dead? Or is it we just have messages that we can share? We do receive our information differently. Well, we do receive our information differently to others, uniquely to us. And we can share that, and we can share the skills and teach them and all of that. Emma?
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. And exactly, you know, we are all human, and we experience things in different ways. Like for me, like you're talking about death when we spoke about it yesterday, and it's funny the effects that has on us in a indirect way, because I was watching a TV show, and at the end of the TV show, they said their farewell to their mate that had been on that show for years. And I remember seeing this guy played this character, and all of a sudden to go, oh my God, he's died. And he was only 53 years of age. It really sat with me for a good few hours. And I'm thinking, this is silly. I really don't know this person personally, but the effect, even through a TV show, that it has on us, it was just unusual to feel it in that way, sort of thing. But you think, doing what we do, you get used to it. But, you know, and then even today I've turned the TV on to see Luke Perry, not TV, the Facebook, to see these messages about Luke Perry at the age of 53 dying of I think it was a heart attack or a stroke overnight, sort of thing. So, you know, we watched him on Beverly Hills 90210 or whatever for how many years? And it's like, oh my God, another young one that's gone. 53 is not very old. And so it's a funny...
well, it's not. It's younger than me.
yeah. It's a little bit older than me, but not hugely.
Yeah. So, no, I mean, I hadn't heard that one. I hadn't seen it. I haven't been on it. Facebook much at all this morning yet.
Yeah, me either. But it was a very quick thing. I checked something this morning while I was trying to get my internet fixed, and it was like, oh, that's what popped up. And I'm like, oh my God, what is going on with all these younger people that are passing at the moment? Sort of thing. Yeah. And I think that leads me into doing another live maybe later today if I can fit it in, and I'll go into that later. But yeah. Life can be short.
Yes. Yeah, and I'm just reading some of the comment because I haven't gone right back to the bottom. Grief is hard, and it has been a hit. Oh, I'm just going to drop that back too. Hard, and it has been a huge thing for her to allow herself to be vulnerable and open. We are human, and we have emotions, and that's, you know, sometimes we don't actually want to acknowledge our own emotions. It's can be, in some ways, easier to empathise and comfort others and forget ourselves.
Exactly.
So
I'm just saying in the comments in the background, and it's only just come up at 10:53, Tassie's just saying, I lost 4 people last week. Honey, my heart goes out to you. So sending healing and love, okay? And, you know, I just feel for everybody that has lost somebody recently, you know, even if it's 12 months, grief is hard, honey. Yeah.
And Nicole saying, you know, 4 years ago, I mean, both my parents in the last 2 years have both passed in that time. Oh, this isn't dropping them down like it's supposed to. Now, that's something too, the influence of planets and things like that. I've heard twice Mercury retrograde always brings on some big technological and communication interruptions. It does.
I think we are in metro.
Yeah, well, I went to check on my astrologer, you know, the solar fire and whatnot, and it didn't show up as being in retrograde. And I thought, really? It's not showing there. So what's going on? So I don't know. I'll have to check it again.
Sorry. I think we are going into some sort of retrograde, either just starting or about to be.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's lots of explanations for technology at times because it's technology. There's not always explanations for death. We all know that we come into this world and we are going to die. It doesn't make it any easier. You know, as far as what can we do for our own acknowledgement, I think we need to be doing more as well for the recognition of self. in that process, because it just comes in as, you know, as far as part of that puzzle, the jigsaw puzzle-y type effect of how we interact. There's some of the other cultures have so much more involvement in the death process as far as how their cultures actually deal with it and include it as part of what's expected, whereas I think in our westernized society we tend to put it aside, and that's something to be dealt. No, you're not going to think about it, plan about it, or do anything about it until it hits. And we don't prepare ourselves even for that process and the grieving and allowing and acknowledging and loving ourselves through it too, as well as other people. So like, it is something to be more aware of for ourselves.
But even just to be aware of the imprint that you're leaving behind, sort of thing. Look at how you are living today, how you lived yesterday, because that's what people are going to remember when you're gone, sort of thing. So it's making that impact that you want to be make, whether it's right or wrong. You know, I'm not anybody to judge others, but it's something to think about. What's going on in your life? Is this the way you want to be remembered, sort of thing, when you're not here?
Yeah. And I think too, you know, it can be, and I'm just trying to think, you know, how some people like to have a bucket list.
Yeah.
And they want to do all this before they die. And you know, that's what the bucket list, I understand, is meant for. Whoops, I hope, here's me not showing comments and got us squenched up. The process of actually thinking, I'll do that before I die, but I can't do it right now. I've got to do it a bit later. And is it that we're setting those goals as dreamland, or is it we're setting those goals, we're going to do it? Because it's something that came up this morning. It's one of those things that I saw on Facebook because of what was yesterday, and the process of that thinking, and do what you need to now as much as you can. Don't put it off to the bucket list or tomorrow type of thing, I think. And also the factor that it isn't always something too that we need to actually go out and specifically do to be that influence, or the, you know, leaving our legacy as part of who we are. It's just being us that is part of that legacy as well. And that individual that we are can be a huge influence by, sometimes it's just the one sentence that you're saying off the cuff somewhere that will affect a person for the rest of their life, to build them up or pull them down. It doesn't matter what we say. It's the being mindful of how we actually are being us, being the me, that does shine out to the world in, I wouldn't say good, bad ways, but, you know, we are being us in every moment.
We are.
We need to be a bit more mindful of that, I think, too, as we're doing our bucket list or doing what we do every day. It doesn't have to be something special.
Well, see, even for myself now, thinking about it, even just like while we were talking last night and you were helping me set out my spreadsheet for my calendar, it's like I am now looking at the way I'm working, and I know change is coming, but it's like I'm taking that step back and I'm putting the tools in place to make it easier and be more organised. And even to sit there last night and to do my calendar for the year and go, holy shit, excuse my French. It sort of got me even thinking about things differently. It's like, this is what I am doing. And is it a good thing that I'm doing so much, or is it a good thing that I'm wanting to change type of thing? But it's having that organisation in that to make things easier, so I can be more mindfulness in what I'm doing.
Yeah. I like that saying, the footprints in the sand.
I love it too.
And, you know, watching, I like this multitasking.
Beautiful, well done, Kylie.
I saw that comment a little bit before as well. And it's just something too, as I am going past, I'm scrolling backwards this time. I normally just go forward, start from the bottom and bottom, the first one's in line. I'm going backwards this time. It's sometimes, don't be frightened, like with some of the questions that you're putting here, for those who are asking questions, wanting a mini reading or whatever. Look, if we don't even get to doing any today, it's still something that I like to do, to go back and at least do a one-card reading later, so you're not feeling like you're missing out, because you're not. The acronym FOMO, fear of missing out, it's a non-existent. Don't fear. What's meant to happen at the right time does. And if a question doesn't get answered, it will be answered later. The timing of when you ask it may be different, and the perspective at the time might change, so that in that moment, then that's where your answer's going to be instead of now. And being mindful of those moments.
Yeah, that's it. But even on top of that, sometimes we're going to ask ourselves, do we really need to know the answers of that question right now? Sort of thing. So there's always that side of it as well. So I want to say, for those that are constantly asking questions, and they're very much similar questions, do you really need to know that answer right now? Sometimes we know it within ourselves, and we just got to trust within. Okay. Thanks, Nicole.
And I just noticed here another multitasking comment as well.
Good girl. Clever. We're all very clever.
Well, it's one of those things that I've found a little bit, as I'm, like, we're all getting older, but as I'm getting older and a little more older and a little more conscious of some of the things that aren't working quite as well as they used to, e.g. ankles, knees, hips. I could name them off.
Are you talking about my body?
Yeah.
My ankles are fine. It's just the rest.
Oh, God. Look, it is, as I was sitting there thinking, I don't want to get up and exercise. It's a swear word for me. I think then came straight away that, another part of the jigsaw puzzle, straight away in the mind was, don't use it, you lose it. And I thought, yeah, good one, Spirit. Means I need to take Peanuts for a walk, I think, for her sake. But it's funny saying that, though. How it comes in.
Yeah, that's it. Well, after doing the calendar and talking with you last night, it wasn't long after that I actually went to bed, sort of thing. And I got into bed and I'm thinking, hang on, if I'm freeing up time, what am I going to do with my time? And I see myself walking and listening to the music while I'm walking, and I'm going, oh, there goes my fear of the exercise.
And there goes your excuse.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. I'm going to have to face those things that I've been making excuses about because I'm too busy. Yeah, exactly, Nita. Thank you, honey.
Yeah. And I think too, like with that, as far as the answers come when we need them, even those times where we get an answer that we don't like, that we find very hard to accept, we are sometimes told no, or we are given an answer that really doesn't sit well with us because we don't like it. But when you look at what is there in front of you, it's the best for the good of all, for what is your next step in life, but you don't know it yet. So sometimes that's what we have given to us, and you sort of go think, I've just got to trust. That's part of the pathway.
It is. Yeah, it definitely is.
So with that, I think we might, I'm just trying to scroll down to where the first question was, because we have got time to be able to do some of these this morning. The jigsaw pieces do fit in together. Sometimes it does need those breathing moments. Letting the breath out, just sitting, and these are the moments between exercise, and doing those things we make ourselves busy with because we're trying to dodge the exercise. Oh, gee, yeah. So it really is the trusting in the timing of when you're getting things done, when you're actually listening. We do need to make time for ourselves to have that breathing, to have those moments that are spirit guided, and talking with the inner self, which for some is meditation, for some is just standing out. I mean, do I call it meditation? Don't know. I sit and I go into a zone. That's all I know, probably from just that's how I do it. How do you do it? You just tune in or out or whatever way you do it.
Playing out.
Yeah.
I must say, for me, I find it hard to stop lately, I think, because of the last 12, 18 months, 2 years probably, I've been on the go non-stop sort of thing. And even on the weekend, I went, right, this is my first weekend home for a month, because I've been on the road for a month between shows and expos and stuff like that. But I went, okay, it's Saturday. I'm not answering the phone, which I gave into. I'm not getting on the computer. I'm going to sit here and watch telly. I did stay in my pajamas until 2:30 on Saturday afternoon when I finally got in the shower. But I was so bloody restless. And it's like my head had cleared a little bit and I'm going, oh, I could do this. I could write this program about this. And I'm like, holy crap, just stop. I really struggled. And then I fell in a hole where the body didn't want to move, but the brain still wanted to go. So
in that itself, it's become the habit to just keep the busyness going, because what's behind that? Is there, and that's something that I deal with hypnosis, so I'm not going to go into that. But for ourselves.
I know what it is for me, and I had a meeting with a lady last week to talk about some stuff that I'm doing, and I had to sum up in the notes leading up into that meeting that she wanted us to do before, and I stopped and I went, I was always taught to work hard to achieve what you want. But really, we don't have to work so hard. We need to work smarter. This is my new thing, work smarter, not so hard. So to me, I can do the work. I can get the messages across in a smarter way than what I'm doing, sort of thing. So this is where I'm starting to look at how I can do that more often, sort of thing. I'm still doing my private readings and everything, but I'm looking at how I can make it also not just about the one-on-ones, about the bigger groups as well. So to be able to educate, so to speak, a little bit more through my own experiences. So
as a similar platform, as far as that habit of actually having busyness happen to grow, to move into whatever it is that you're attracted to doing, or that that you're meant to be here doing. I've been discovering that myself over many years and still not got the answers, and still wondering, I'm 60 this year, and do I really actually want to build up a business? For me, that's the questions I've been asking myself, and doing the courses, workshops, webinars, sign on with this coach and those types of things over the last, really from 2004. It's still a growing and changing and evolving thing. And the emphasis has changed for me. Instead of trying to build a business, I just want to do what I enjoy and share what I know and teach what I know, and working it that way. So for me, that's where my focus is and where it's directing to now. And, being able to share that and have more of those pieces connect with others, and not deliberately be an influence for the sake of influence and what legacy we're leaving, but just because I know certain things have worked for me, you want to share it.
That's it, yeah. And it's about being passionate about what you do too at the same time. So, yeah. I just noticed Nicole's put a comment up there, and I don't know if you were able to find that one, Ros. It'll be about the second one down with Nicole Pfeiffer. I want to ask a question, Barb.
Yes.
And I think this is a good one in a sense, Nicole, and I was drawn to that, even though I can only see a couple of the comments in the background. I want to say sometimes it is, do we need to know? So I like the way that you are tossing and turning on that one. I also get the reference to you need to trust your gut instincts. So without knowing what your question is, I want to say trust your gut instincts, your first thought. Yes or no, do I need to know? So I want to say ask yourself that. If you get yes, then you put the question up. If you get no, then acknowledge that and take your thoughts, your focus away from your head, okay? Because my feeling is the going back over and over thing, sort of the thinking is you're very much in your head. So ground your energy and just breathe with that, okay, honey? Try that and then see what you get and trust. Yeah. Because what happens is we get that answer, but then our monkey mind comes in and we do the overthinking. All right? So I hope that helps you.
And just as an absolute example of perfect timing, last night after we'd talked, Leanne, I did get a phone call. It was actually not even the phone call because the friend didn't have my phone number. I got a messenger call by phone, like, just the audio part. I didn't know. I really didn't know whether to ring you or not. I just wasn't sure whether I should or not, whether you'd know or not, and you know what that was about. And it was, I just didn't know. And I thought, no, look, I'm not going to sleep unless I do. And she felt really strongly that she, it was that seesawing, do I, don't I, do I, don't I, I'm not sure. And she did. And I said, look, thank you so much that you did. I am already aware of what you've shared with me, but thank you. And I could share back to her some of the facts, not what was gossip. And it was just so perfectly timed, like it was really that. Thank you. So don't ever be afraid to share what is that ultimate gut feeling thing with you. We both slept well last night because of that sharing. So that timing was spirit-led. She knew it, I knew it. Trust it. It really does mean a lot. You don't need to even think about it in a way. I know you do, but, that's what worked then.
That's it. So, and it is because we get so much in our own head. We go back and forth. We argue with ourselves a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. I get frustrated if I argue with myself.
I do it a lot, but it comes to it does. It's and if it gets too much, it's just like that, and just I'll breathe. And sometimes I'll even just do the toning because I like to ground. When you said grounding, it is that sa, which I shared with this girl yesterday, was just grounding back to your root chakra sound is sa, and you're going sa, playing around with your voice, but it's just that sa. I hate watching myself back when I'm doing singing and stuff too. I won't be watching this back. Just do it like a mantra, virtually. So you're just repeating that, and you get into that zone, and it's just bliss. That's what effect it has for me. Where were we? Grounding. That's right. And I was about to ask you, because you've been looking a bit on what's coming up, I presume, which I haven't been as the host. Is there anything that strikes you that you want me to actually bring up? Is there someone's name? Oh, there's a new name. Lynn Brown, freezing in Ontario.
Actually, Peter, it's Lynn actually brought a comment up, and I did quickly read it before. It's probably about halfway down, and it's got the number 21 in it. And I'm just going to mute myself for a second.
In the number 21, halfway down. So that would be about the 11 o'clock.
Around there, I reckon.
Yes, this one, that one. Oh, there you go. Do you have anything from my brother?
Okay, honey, I'm very sorry for your loss, but I did want to touch on there that I do feel that your brother is doing some healing at the moment. So I do feel his energy is quite weak. So I want to say you felt his energy around you at times. I want to say just find the peace in that at the moment. He is okay, but I just get the reference to he's doing the healing. He's recuperating, so to speak, is the way I want to put it. Okay, so I don't have a direct message any more than just letting you know that he is okay. He is around you still very much, but he is just doing the healing. And spirit can, in general, now this is for everybody, spirit when they pass can take a little while to find their energy, to find their feet, so to speak, on the other side. And some do it quicker than others. So I feel he's there, he's okay, he's at peace, but he's doing the healing while currently. Okay. So can I leave you with that, Leanne? And sending you big hugs, okay?
Yeah. Yes. I was feeling as you were scratching, you because some of what you get, you feel on the body. Well, as you were talking, that, and I only just noticed you doing the head. That's where I was actually feeling something to do with him too. So whether that was something to do with how he'd passed or not.
Or it could even be something that he's doing to her just to let her know that he's around, playing in the hair, the touching.
Oh, yeah. That's the sort of side of things that I'm still learning. Oh, well, I'm learning all the time anyway, as anybody out there does. Yeah.
Divine flow and such gifts, just a little tricky master at times. Yep.
Yep.
It certainly is, honey.
That's right.
Yeah.
Any others that you sort of, when you were looking through? I'm just going to go back to the first one that we did have. Because that's what's on the list. I thought I better go back at least and have a look at some of the early ones.
I was getting yes with that before.
Yeah.
So,
I felt this one I needed to pull a card, so I'm just shuffling, which you probably can hear at the moment because I prefer not to do that in the live. Be lovely when I've got the that horizontal factor starting with the cameras.
Yeah.
So, and I'll drop that down. So what was it called? Oh, yeah.
The sun being away for 10 weeks. Yeah.
Now, what does that feel like? It's home. It's almost like a home away from home. I think he's going to be fine. That looks like fun.
It does, doesn't it? It'll be enough to keep him busy. He won't have time to get homesick.
I do feel that with the Lenormands, they are a more literal type of card, with the tarots and the oracles. It's just a matter of how you read them. You read as much or as little as you want, but they tend to be a little bit more literal in their labelling. I love
them too. I was sitting here.
I forgot to tell my sister I'm actually busy until 11:30. She tried message lives. Oops.
Such is life.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Rachel's asked, well, Philip and I have been in a relationship this year.
I think yes with that, but you need to stop and breathe. Okay. So to me, it's a feeling it will happen, but just allow it to happen. Okay. It will happen in that moment. And I do feel that it is a moment that will get you both. Okay, I get smiles around that and enjoyable.
I had to giggle straight away. Well, you're in a relationship of sorts now anyway, just by communicating. That's just my first instinct. But what depth and what type of relationship? You got to decide what you want.
I'm just picturing, that moment the eyes lock and we're stuck on each other and the lips meet. Enjoyable moment, not to forget.
Yes, and enjoy it, yes. This wasn't what we just did, was it? No. This is where I'm going to go nuts this morning. Trying to keep track.
Okay. I don't know if you need to communicate more around that, honey, but I just get the reference to my throat. All of a sudden, reading that went quite dry, and my throat chakra kind of felt a little bit blocked. So whether you're just trying to work up the confidence in that relationship to speak up where you stand, I get it's exciting, but at the same time, I just feel like communication needs to be a little bit more open there. Okay.
Just got the cloudy sunshine, like what's the darkness into the cloud, into the bright. I knew that was going to be the wrong way. That sort of movement with it. My first feeling as reading the question is my calves feel like they need some work, as in, and I don't think it's just because I need exercise. It just feels like there's that moving forward. It's a moving together to be in good relationship. So that does come up together with the communication and that inner relationship. So that's what I was getting on that one. And we've got Shirley Horton. your
Okay.
field.
Oh, yes, I do. For your father's energy is very much around you, honey. I get a beautiful, loving personality with him, a big smile, sort of things. I want to say very caring, very loving, and very much a proud man as well. But I do get there are the similarities between yourself and his energy, because I see your energy as being very loving, very beautiful, such a big heart as well with that. So I want to say you're both people that would have, well, your dad would have, but you will put others before yourself. Okay. I want to say you felt his, I feel like I close my eyes and I see his face in that side of it. So whether there's a little bit of emotion around dad and his passing at the moment, or you're just missing him a little bit more than normal with things going on in your life, I do very much get he is there for you. Okay, and I need to acknowledge the number 7. So I'm not sure what the 7 is, whether it's the 7th of the month or July, but he's putting the 7 there. Okay, so wish you all the best with that.
Yeah, and I'm just wondering, something that my dad used to do a fair bit with me, which I'm feeling a bit of a sensation on the left, the tickle the back of the neck, where they tickle back there, and sort of as a playfulness thing. That's what I'm actually feeling at the moment for you. So that, the intimate connection of a daughter-father type thing in fun ways. That's what I'm feeling around him. So, whoops, back to both of us there, and I'm trying to find the next comment. Creatively blocked today. Oh, there you go. That's an early one commenting about the time. That one, you went and made that comment at 10:33. That's how far back. Oh, pretty cute.
Yeah. So even though you're feeling that creative block, maybe ground yourself, honey, like I spoke before, Nicole, with that, and then just breathe, clear your mind, and that might move that block for you. Okay?
Yeah. I think after all the reminders that you give that I've been told over time and everything, breathing's good.
It is. Breathing fixes a lot of things.
Must do more. And Robin,
yeah.
You're asking about your twins again. Trust.
They could come back to that comment before. Also, I think Robin has had to go off to an appointment anyway.
Yeah.
But sometimes we don't need to know that information just yet because we get too hung up on
it. Exactly. It is. It does come back, I think, a lot to that trust factor, really. And Joanne, I am going to shuffle for a card for you. Is there anything that you've got for her, Leanne?
I actually felt a tiredness around you. The moment it came up, I just felt this urge to yawn sort of thing. So, honey, whether you're feeling a little bit tired or need to take some time for yourself, I just get the reference to put yourself first. Okay.
And there's the card that I drew. So there's a child influence coming in. Yeah. So that's
I wouldn't be surprised if there's baby news before the end of the year in her family. Exciting.
Sometimes it's funny. Sometimes as far as being a grandmother, right? And you sort of love the grandies to bits. What have I got? 5 now. And and there's little shares of the short little videos as they do their first role, steps, speaking, all that sort of stuff, which is about looking after kids right now. And all the other things that you can feel as a grandma, thinking, gee, isn't life it's just such a mix of blessings.
It is.
In one way or another. Yeah, it's good to be tired from looking after kids.
Yeah. I look forward to those days, but I'm not in a great hurry either. Yeah.
Oh, the first time I found out, like, that Alice had told me that she was expecting I was going to be a nana. Oh no, I'm too young for that. Total shock. I wasn't ready for it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So Alice,
yeah,
I get yes with that.
Yeah,
you are on the right.
Oh, sorry. Track. Yes, I did. I diverted, went down the rabbit hole. I like rabbit holes.
But it's okay. Yeah, you never know what you're going to find in them.
Yeah. That's too true. Now, whoops, just went past that one. So from family for Tassie.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Okay. Tazzy, I know you've had a lot of grief just recently, as you said that earlier in a message. I just get there's a lot of emotion, there's a lot of heartache there that is built up. Pardon me, I don't know who had the stomach issues, but I just get the reference to the indigestion sort of side of it coming through, and I feel like I'm more with a male around that. Please know they're not alone. They are together, and that things will start to get a little bit easier. There's a lot of, I want to say, fog, so to speak, at the moment, and this is probably around the grief sort of side of it, or you may be feeling a little bit foggy yourself at the moment, but I just get that things will start to calm down. There's still a lot of unanswered questions around things too, is the reference I get with that. So please know and trust those answers will come through in the right timing, okay? I just feel like I've got angel wings around you. I'm getting the sensation around myself as well, and it's very gentle in that way. So please know that spirit is very much around you in multiple levels, okay? So I wish you all the best. Send you a big healing hug. Okay.
Yeah. Yes. It's funny. It's fun. Yeah. Well, funny. It's not funny. Some things are funny. Just as you must be something to do with the energy. The more that we're doing these shows and that sort of thing, as you're saying something, I'm actually feeling very similar things because of there was a reflux feel as you were starting to describe, and I thought. And you'd only just started. I thought, oh, God, yeah. So, yeah, energies with like-minded people and the rest. That you can tell I'm a bit flabbergasted, I think. All the little weds and connections we have influence with that are part of our lives. Yeah, that the drop of water in the ocean, the ripples that we can create, that are created, and we're not even aware of it. Interesting. Yeah, really is. So what sort of house should your son buy, Finita?
Should my son buy?
Not a multi-story, I'm getting.
No, I want to say something that's not too big. Yeah, something that's not too big because it'd be too much for him to handle straight away. Okay. So, yeah, okay. I just want to put a 3-bedroom, small yard, easy maintenance sort of thing with it. I do feel like it's got a carport, like an add-on carport out the side, so something that somebody else has built and added on to in that sense. Okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking something that is like more the head decision than the heart one in this instance. Otherwise could be overstepping to a commitment. Yeah.
Yep. That's it. You can always upgrade later.
Yeah. And I don't think we've answered one for Norma and for her or her daughter. I'm feeling led to pull a card for this.
Oh, I get very much in my own head with your question, Norma, so I don't know if you are or your daughter is very much around that. I do have a male energy around you, so I don't know if it's your son or your daughter's son. I just feel like I've got the male energy that's coming through, and I need to acknowledge the son energy that comes with that as well, okay? I feel like there's sadness around you at the moment, but I do feel that there are things that have stirred that up recently. So I want to say, look at what has been going on around you just recently. Sit in that energy and just acknowledge it, because when you do that, I do feel that energy will move as well, okay? There's a beautiful young male in spirit around you both.
And there were 2 cards that actually basically did drop out as I was shuffling. These 2 are actually from the expanded section of the Lenormand, so I'm not completely familiar with what the names of them are. Obviously, there is the 38 that breaks down to 11 in numerology, so that's a pretty powerful card, what I'm feeling. in the bridges. So there's a choice of what can be crossed, which bridge to use. And the 43, it does look like the labyrinth type of a maze thing. I'm not sure what that actually is indicating. Where is your eye going to? And mine went straight for the lady at the front. So I think it is talking. It is for you or your daughter, the goal, and then it went to, I've got to remember to point. I'm pointing at a screen, and I can't do this way. The gazebo thingy in the middle. So, what to me, it's just indicating, yes, there's a couple of choices to make, because the labyrinths and the mazes definitely are about choices, going which way, what way, and finding that pathway that actually gets you to your goal. So to me, it still does indicate you'll get there. And I can't remember what the question was because I went and dropped it off, didn't I?
A message for herself or her daughter.
Yeah,
in general.
So I think, So I think in that respect, whatever you're actually aiming for, it's probably going to be a successful goal in the end, with a few, choices in between, which is part of normal life. Probably a little more accentuated for yourself. I'm feeling it's for yourself, that part, yeah.
Kylie, I just noticed Kylie put a comment up saying, can somebody come and do my study for me? Whoops, sorry, that's my glasses. That's funny.
Oh, yeah.
I got lots to do too, honey.
Oh, that's right. There's a reconfirmation Mercury retrograde. I'm going to have to check it up on my software because I'm going to be going through my astrology again, relearning it, because I feel I haven't touched it for so long, and I actually want to do that. So that'll be part and parcel of what path I'm going to be taking at some point too. Now, so those comments, I'm just flipping through past the 11 and just seeing what's at the end. Otherwise, I won't know. Goodness gracious. So thank you. There's a thank you.
Somebody's feeling really restless here in the comments. So I don't know whose energy I'm picking up on, but I just can't seem to sit still with their energy.
Right. Do you want me to? I'll just flip back through. It's not Peter Lent. Did we do his?
Yeah, that was to do with her brother. And your daughter will be okay, honey. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the energy must be reflecting in the technology. Another glitch. I didn't see it this end. Did you?
No, I didn't either.
So there's where stuff happens that we don't even know about. And ain't that just what Spirit's about?
Yes,
sometimes
definitely.
we don't know about it.
That's it. Until it hits us flat in the face.
Just as a question, P did ask about not yet crossed. I think even Spirit, once you've passed, it just takes time to find, as Leanne said, takes time to find the leads to realise they're actually even there and find the form. I do have to share a story.
It's doing the healing. Start the process.
Yeah. Look, it was quite a few years ago. Sometimes the messages that we get are in our dreams even, and sometimes even what we do can be within that dream, or doing astral travel, or whatever form it's going to take for us. And I had an experience of actually helping people crossing over in a dream. I was actually there, and there was a specific boy that really needed the guidance to just be shown where he needed to go, what path he was needing to take, how he needed to walk, who he needed to go with to actually cross through that light. Even though I could see it in that dream, I could see where it was. And to me, it was obvious because the light was shining there. He, in that line of people waiting to cross over, trying to find their way to that light, he himself couldn't see it. And it just needed that little change in perspective, which is very much like what we do here on this side, is that little shift in perspective can shine that answer there for you. It's just being aware and being sometimes asking for help. And I was able to help that soul cross over through the light and it's had influence on me for the rest of my days, basically. I mean, it was a reawakening of the possibilities of, hey, anyone can do this.
Yeah.
It's something you're meant to be doing. So for me, in that instance, be more aware and mindfulness. It's not always a matter of having to know the answers right now, because you'll get them in your dreams sometimes, and even things to do in your dreams sometimes that will help and affect you in your pathway for the rest of your life, or not, or for that moment, or, you know.
Yeah. That's it. So I'm just looking. Lynn has there under Peter Lynn. She made a comment. Where's it gone now? Has he crossed? I do feel he has, honey. Yep. That's one of them. Yeah. And he had brain tumors. So I do feel that he has, honey, with that side of it. And then she puts another comment up further. What would this mean today? I looked at the clock and it was 4:44. Then the battery on my phone was 4:4. Now, off the top of my head, I think 4 is the angel number by memory. So the angels are very much with you.
I think multiples of any of them they have the angelic influence.
Yeah. So just Google what the spiritual number for the 4s is, honey, in the repeated sort of side of it. But I'm pretty sure it's to do with the angels. Yeah.
Is that the one is that the one that you'd seen that you were thinking the restless energy? It
wasn't long enough. It was actually while you were talking about your daughter, and because that is your daughter? Yeah. That's what I was thinking. It was funny because you were talking about your daughter, and I just all of a sudden I started feeling really restless. Like I can't sit still. I've got to drink. I've got to itch to my throat. I've got to play with my hair. It's just constant. So I want to say, honey, look at what's going on around you at the moment. Ground your energy. Bring yourself out of your head a little bit and just breathe, because I do feel you're sitting in very restless energy at the moment. What would be the indigestion for yourself too? So whether you get a bit of indigestion or somebody around you is getting the indigestion. I just keep getting the indigestion with that. Okay. But you are on the right track when it comes to your health. Okay. So wish you all the best with that. Hopefully that makes sense.
And I just noticed the time.
We did know that, you know.
We all have things that we do have other things to do. I mean, I know we can get lost in time.
We can,
you know,
and we
really do. And when you really think of it, time is irrelevant, people. We just put it there as a measure.
How many times do we give each other a quick call and we could be on the phone for an hour or two? I've got a couple of friends that I do that with, and it's like, oh my God, we've been on the phone for 3 hours or on the internet sort of thing. It's crazy. Time does fly.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know. So, does Alice play with her hair? Sorry, does Alice sit and play with her hair a bit lately? Do you know?
My Alice?
Yeah.
No idea. No, I don't. I don't know. I think she has. Well, her hair is longer at the moment, I think. She probably does play with her hair a lot. It's one of those funny things. We might think we know our kids, but we don't. You know. I don't know.
They're too busy with their own lives to keep up. That's my thought lately with mine. All of a sudden, even before I was playing, when I was restless, I was playing with my hair, and felt like I was pulling out chunks of hair, sort of thing. So whether her hair's thinning a bit at the moment or she's playing with her hair, I just get the reference to the pulling on the hair in that restlessness.
Yeah, wanting to pull her hair out probably is more to the point. Who knows, right?
Yeah, because I had to pull it to one side and then pull on
it. She might decide to even cut it off. Who knows? I'll see her and think there's something different about you. I don't know.
Yeah.
At times I feel like I'd like to cut mine off, and I keep getting my sister telling me don't, and I must ring her back. I'll better remember that.
Yes.
Now that we've got distracted. Look, it's been a pleasure. It always is. Even, you know, the doubt of, I don't really want to come on, I'm going to cancel after all, and the issue is getting it on. No, it's been a pleasure. So thank you. And to the audience, to the people who do help us be a part of a community of questioners, really, wondering about our lives, wondering about the people involved in our lives and how we interact, all of those little connections that we have. Breathing and just realizing how wonderful life is. And it doesn't end just because we die, because it actually is even more wonderful on the other side. So many times we hear these messages back and everyone's okay. It's the pathway that is what is natural. We're here learning our lessons in this lifetime. We die, pass through that veil to where we replan what's next. And, you know, it's just we won't remember that part of it until we're there for the next time. And then we'll be back for what's the next time. Appreciate where we are. It's that thankfulness that we are alive and able to express our lives as we do, whatever it is we've planned over there to what we've brought to here, to what we're going to plan next time. And if you don't believe in reincarnation and the rest, well, that's fine. Just live your life to the best you can. We all have different beliefs. We've all got different pathways. Honestly, I think blessings to everybody. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you for being on this show, on this adventure with me, Leanne. And everybody share, connect with either of us. You know, if you need more in-depth readings, we both have booking systems that are in our pages. The links are in the description. You know, all of that. You know, this is called a call to action. If you need to follow up, put your hand up and do that. Don't leave it. Until next time, when whatever the subject might be next week, that'll be a surprise.
You could depend on Tuesday and Monday night's conversation even. Who knows?
Yeah. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Leanne and everybody. So share it around and in whatever fashion that you need to continue living your life, do it with joy. And we'll see you next week.
Thank you, Ros. Bye.
Bye.